live. All right, son. What did you think about the movie?
I mean, I thought it was good as far as like the character development and the storyline and everything. How they tried to they changed it up from like the other first like 5 Transformer movies that came. However, in my opinion, they targeted more of a children's audience. Like they definitely, I mean, it was still like a little violent and everything. I mean, niggas got murdered. Don't get me wrong, but like just with the whole like the element of Bumblebee himself, like they made him a lot more childlike, and then like the human part. She wasn't like no Sam Witwicky like trying to get in them draws and nothing like that. Like even though my man Memo, whatever his name was, he was John Thirsty the whole movie. He tried to give her that corn dog, but she was like she wouldn't even hold hands with him. But like Sam Witwicky, he was smashing everything in all his movies. You know what I'm saying? So like it was like definitely targeted more of a child audience, like making Bumblebee lose his memory. Like he was like acting scared the whole time instead of just straight record. I mean, not Christian Bale, Michael Bay Bumblebee, that nigga was ripping out spines, dog. Like, you remember him?
Yeah.
He took that little panther up that right out to his arm. He was like, nah, I ain't having it.
Son, the cannon was weird. It kind of reminded me of Rogue One, kind of. Like, you know how like in Rogue One, like they went back and did like a subplot to like, like this happened like before everything else happened. Like,
and then like led up to like the prequel stats. Cause if you think about it, in the first Transformers movie, like that was their first time there.
Yeah.
So like they just kind of I mean, it was, how when people have prequels, they kind of have to like massage some of the elements of it to, make it fit within the continuity. So it's like, okay, he clearly had lost his voice in the first one. They had explained why he lost his voice. And then in this one, they went over and they did it again. I mean, which was cool and everything. Don't get me wrong, but
he had real vocals.
He had real vocals.
Like in this joint, for like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, for like a quick 5 minutes.
Yeah, but like even if you remember in the first Transformers, he had real vocals in that one too. He got his voice back at the end of the first movie, and they never like really explained why his voice left. I think in like number 2 or 3 and the subsequent ones after that. So it's just weird that they would go through and like hammer that point in again, you know what I mean? Even though he clearly got his voice back in the first one. So, I mean, every franchise, though, they have their own, continuity errors and everything like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, I mean, I'll say for the whole, like, they were definitely targeting more of a younger audience with it, just from the way they handled the characters and the violence and, everything like that. So, I mean, it was a good movie. I just don't think I was the target audience for it. I'll put it like that.
Yeah. It definitely was not meant for like adults who go to see like who went to go see like Deadpool. If you went out to like go see like Deadpool 2 and you knew what time it was, then like this was not made for you. But you can still like rock with it as long as you understood that, like as long as you didn't go in there thinking like, oh, I'm about to go see like the Avengers.
Yeah. And I mean, I had a feeling too based on the direction of the trailers. Oh, man, I took the wrong one. I had a feeling from like the direction of the trailers and that director who actually directed it.
Travis.
Yeah, he actually did another children's movie before. This is like it was like another animated movie. Definitely not on no Transformers. It was like really, really geared towards kids, So I mean, it was interesting how they tried to incorporate some like more mature elements as well as like still having for the kids on this. Now, I mean, I'll say I personally found the original Transformers movies to be funnier, just because I think they were a little bit more mature, so those jokes kind of would be more hitting with my age group. So they had some little funny moments in there too. But I definitely like if you were like probably like I'll say between like 7 and like 13, you probably like would have been like, oh man.
Oh yeah, like, especially like when Ron was whipping or like when Otis was a straight sucker and gave up his sister. Like yo, she was thugging though. Yeah. Like except for when she kind of chumped out when the dude she was pressed over wanted her to dive.
Right. And then she was like,
that was her one chump moment.
Same with Wiki would have jumped off that. Shia LaBeouf wasn't playing no games.
No games.
He was trying to get in Michaela's draw.
No games.
Like,
none.
He all off that clip, even if he looked crazy doing it. And the moms and the pops, they were like way funnier in the original Transformers. Remember the mom took like the weed brownies that one time?
Yeah.
And she was just wilding out. And like I enjoyed those characters. But like I said, like it was geared towards a different audience. Like Michael Bay, his movies are always more mature, like Bad Boys, all that kind of stuff. It's more like action packed. It's more like geared towards an older audience. So I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for. You just got to know what your expectation is, guy.
Yeah, and I also feel like maybe if you was like maybe what do you think, like 10 or 20 years older than us, like we're 32 and 33. Like if you were like 10, 20 years older than us, like a lot of the like 80s references might have really popped with you. Like I'm sure like her shirts and stuff, like
like
the shorts she was rocking with like the under the shorts, like I semi remember that, like it was dying out, like but by the time like I have any memory of it, but I like semi remember that, like the shorts and the undershorts and like the type of jeans she was rocking.
But the music, like the soundtrack, like that kicked in with it. So I can say, okay, those definitely like the one song they played was like the old from the original Transformers cartoon movie. Like I recognize that when he tried to get her to jump off the cliff or whatever, and he hit her with the door. That was definitely from the original movie. And like it actually, I'll say the character designs for the like basically the cartoon style, like how we used to watch in the original cartoon. They did actually a decent job translating that to like a live action. Because I thought at first when Michael Bay unveiled his designs, at first I was like, okay, it didn't look the same, but let's wait and see how it looked. And when you got to the theater, it was just fire, because it was just like it had that modern, like it just looked good, what I'm saying?
Especially for like 07, like
like they did a good job with the character designs. And so to see them actually go back to the original 80s styles, like I was like, okay, that actually looks pretty good too. They were able to do that. Now maybe they needed these extra years to be able to make that happen.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, because they had shit popping. Walkmans. You know what I'm saying? Like even her little alarm system radio joint.
That was like son, that joint had me bad memories, dude.
Yo.
Back to high school, like, damn, can you turn that joint off?
Yeah.
That joint was like,
there was no push and dismiss.
Nah, you had to just
there was no dismiss button.
You had to just take it.
Like you really just had to eat it. Like that joint was going ring for 5-10 minutes. Like, and there was no push and dismiss. There was nothing. Like she was really waking up. Like
you ain't had no choice.
Them headphones, them Savage Walkman headphones, like I remember the cartoon, like it was like two kids and like a younger. So
I didn't even really remember that until like later on.
Yeah, like dumb. Like once her brother got involved, but I was thinking about it like when Milo or whatever, like when he was like trying to rap to her, and then he discovered. I was like, oh yeah, wasn't it like her, a friend, and like her, and like one of her, like a brother, or like the other way around? But they remixed it. It was cool though. It was. I mean, I thought John Cena was pretty relentless. I was dying when he looked at everybody. Like it was kind of like an inside joke for the audience, and he was like, "Yo, their name is Decepticons." Like, are we seriously gonna fall? Like, are we seriously like?
That don't sound crazy to you? Like
that don't nothing. Like
the word is deception. Like
no, they're called Decepticons. Like. Yeah, I thought the old girl, like the main villain, was mad. She was gutter, like they was really shit. Like her and her man, they was thugged out.
Yeah.
Like, They was really offing people. Like,
and I guess that would be the other thing I would say. Like, as far as because this was only focused on Bumblebee, you didn't really get as many Transformer characters in it like that. Like he only had like. He had that. At first, I thought he just killed Starscream at the beginning, but that must not have been Starscream. That was some other random fruit, plane nigga, I guess, But I was like, damn, he took Starscream out easy, like ASAP. But I was like, okay, it must be somebody else. But because it's just Bumblebee, you can't get like a whole lot of extra villains and a whole lot of more focus on, you know, the Transformers as a whole, minus that opening scene. I would have liked to see more time on like the Cybertron. Like to me, they ran through that real quick. I know it was just like the opening prologue.
Yeah,
they were trying to get. I was like, oh, but it was
live through that
joint. It was lit on that joint. Like Optimus was putting in work, you know.
That was our last Transformers. The last one.
No, we saw it. We saw that.
The night joint.
So we saw that.
Nah, the last one I saw was when they was like dinosaurs.
You didn't see the last night?
No, I didn't see. No, wait, hold on. The last night I saw the one when they was like dinosaurs and they went to China.
Yeah, that was like 20 extension.
Yeah,
that was like 2014.
Yeah, that's the last one I swear
we saw. I definitely saw the last.
You saw it, but I didn't see it.
Really?
Yeah, nah, I missed it. I had got hit by a car, and like that's when that joint came out. We started rocking again when Wonder Woman was popping.
I thought I saw it the first time. I saw it once, like off of random. I was by myself. I was like dumb tired, and I fell asleep. Then I came back and I saw it again, and I thought you were there.
Nah, we were supposed to see it. Jamie had took me to the doctor and shit, and but I think it was like too real. They had like all this, like they had like bandage. Remember, like it was crazy. Like
you had the cane.
Jamie took me to the doctor on the truck, and I was laid up for a minute. But by the time Wonder Woman came out, I was like, nah, we gotta see that joint. Like, damn, and then we saw. Remember, we saw to see when we went to go see Wonder Woman. I was on the cane, right. Like it was savage out there. Like,
you seen it for some reason.
Nah, I was out of commission. Like when it came out, I had got hit by a car. Like. And then by the time we was like really, by the time I could even remotely rock again, like it was to go see Wonder Woman.
Okay. All right.
But nah, it was so I haven't seen. Was there any like reference? Does she make an appearance or
the character?
Yeah,
no,
Charlie.
I mean, she's just a one and done, basically. Unless they did like
it's a Rogue One shit.
Yeah, it's like you'll never see her again.
Yeah,
unless they choose to like. I mean, well. At least she alive.
Yeah.
Rogue One, everybody got bodies.
Everybody in Rogue One got murdered. That joint had the gray feel to it.
It's just straight up, oh, damn, this is what
the only reason why like nothing will ever top the gray is because it's like that the whole movie.
From start to finish.
From start to finish.
Rogue One,
spoiler. Right. Rogue One, at least like she made them. She got to say the rebellions are built on hope. Like she got to give that speech. Like
they got to go in and
her dad was kind of like the villain from Bond was like rehabilitated as like.
First of all, I've never seen him in the good guy role.
I've never seen.
Legit, he wasn't even a good guy because he did build the freaking Death Star. I mean, but he did it against his will, so we can give him that.
Yeah, that joint was like some German scientist, like you got no choice.
Yeah, like we hold the gun to your head, like. Get it in, or we going to, murder your whole family. Like.
Get down or lay down. Yeah, that joint did have a real get down or lay down feeling, and even to that, he built the back door.
Yeah, right. So I mean, we can give him that. He was like, he was not straight.
He wasn't evil. He wasn't evil. Yo, the Decepticons was evil. Like these two was not
that
playing
one dude,
around.
I don't know what gun that was he had.
Nah.
So he was like turning all the oxygen in your body to straight water.
Yo, that shit was crazy. And we've never seen that in any Transformers since.
And this was like supposed to be like a kids movie. He killed like 2 people with that joint. Like,
it did have a Dragon Ball Z send him to another dimension feel to it.
Right. Like okay, we can
it wasn't like blood splatter.
Like nasty.
It was straight like, oh, you got murked. Like you knew they got murked. Like, yo, the one doctor, he really fell for the move though. Like she was like, yo, I got an idea. And what was crazy though is that her man whole time was like, I can't believe we doing this. Like
he wasn't with it at all.
He was not with it. Like, yo, he was gutted. Like when him and Bumblebee was fighting, that was probably like the realest fight scene. Like,
yeah, that was really going.
They was really wrecking. Like, and then he jumped in. Remember when like he turned into the helicopter?
Yeah.
And then Bumblebee threw the chain at him. Yeah, they was really wrecking.
Yeah.
And then like when he killed him and old girl dismounted. Is that the core that Optimus uses at the end of
Nah, I don't think so. Nah, it's not.
Cause they focused in on that joint, like it was supposed to.
I think it was just like some type of plot device, something that they were just using to like establish the communication connection, whatever. You know, some part of a different part of their technology. I don't think it was the same thing. I mean, I could be wrong, but you know, like it was a different color. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think it was just like a power source, like a random fruit powder source. Now I don't know how they just straight up built it. Or, I mean, maybe when they was creating the internet,
they did create the internet.
So they like built that joint like off the top.
Yo, they was reckless though. Like,
yeah. I mean, but it just sounded crazy. The ones like, so we really gonna give them access to our entire communication network and our satellite relay and just let a foreign entity, like he was smarter than most of these guys were like, oh,
John Cena was really like not for it. Yeah. It was crazy though how the doctor played him. Like he played him like not much has changed in 30 years. Like he really hit him with the. I mean, they're just gonna go to the Russians,
right? So why is that everyone's? So Trump be using that excuse? He's like, no, I can't take off the weapons deal with the Saudis because he's just gonna go to the Russians.
That's really the go-to boogeyman. It never gets old.
Never let Russia get it. We can't let Russia get it.
That shit never gets old. It's like, like you heard the room though, because at first the room was like, yo, this doctor's insane.
Right, like there's like John Cena making mad sense right now.
Yeah,
right?
Everybody was about to veto counsel his ass ASAP. Then
they remembered they was in the Cold War.
And he hit him with the, you want to be the man who lost the Cold War?
It's like, nah, no one ever wants to be that.
No one ever wants to be the man who lost the Cold War.
Right.
Not the Cold War.
The joint that was born for like 60 years. Like, oh, nah, I'm the one who made us lose this joint. Like, we went through Stalin and all these other Bammers. And Gorbachev was probably in there now, but no, it can't be me. I ain't gonna do it.
My man was mad. It was mad persuasive. Like and then it was funny. Like once he realized the gravity of the situation, he was blown. He tried to turn on the Frug walkie-talkie.
Yeah, like so he could have stepped to the next room.
Like, oh my goodness!
So why did he make the call in front of
son? That was so crazy.
When he realized what was going on, they weren't even focusing in.
They really weren't paying him no mind.
Like, let me just go heat up this walkie-talkie right quick. and like make this call to John Cena right in front of their faces. Son, I mean, I ain't gonna say he would have made it too much further than out that room.
Right.
That just would have been like the smarter thing.
Yeah, it would have been a way better move. And my man had no stealth to him. Like he had no stealth to him. He was really just like he really just turned on the walkie-talkie and just started rapping. Like mid them like talking about like their evil plot. He was like, yo, we made a mistake. Like John Cena, get over here. Like
yeah, like,
they was like, oh yeah, thanks, friend. Like you done already played your part. Yeah. Like I thought it was cool though. Like the end, like the very beginning, the Cybertron shit, that was real. Yeah. That was real hot. Like, and then the end, like I say from the moment, like it really gets real when Bumblebee gets the red eyes, like, and she has the pull him back. Down, he was on some Rick from Walking Dead, like when Lori died, like yo, he was
start losing his mind.
Yeah, like
blowing at everybody.
Bumblebee was really he was wilding. It didn't last long because, like you said, kids movie, but. Right. They really let you, so like them eyes turn red, and he was really like about to light him up.
Yeah, I mean, but you think about it, he's done that before in the other joints. It's just when he was in battle against like the Decepticons or something. That's just his battle mode. It wasn't nothing. Shoot, that's like when Spider-Man turned on the you want to go into kill mode in Homecoming. He was like, oh nah, turn that on. This is a children's movie.
Yo, the Homecoming kill mode Spider-Man.
Yeah. It was the same thing. The eyes got real narrow. He turned red. Like he was about to like get at him. But he was like, oh no, we gotta turn this off. This is still PG-13.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That was a good little inside joke that they gave us with that joint. Like, I can't wait for the next Avengers. Like, what we saw Aquaman, we just saw that Caitlin's gonna post our Aquaman reaction movie. We did that already. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do You think you can do Bandersnatch this weekend?
It might be tough because I got what happened on Saturday. I got like I'm going to like this family thing and like on Saturday afternoon. Well, really, it's like from 2 to like. Actually, I have 2 days. I got one at 2, then I got one at 6. So that might make it tricky. Then on Sunday, I'm supposed to be doing. My friend's got a birthday joint, so like I don't know. I gotta play it by ear.
Is that like at night or like during the day?
On the Sunday one is more in the day as well, like like kind of earlier time from like 3-ish. So I mean, I gotta see basically. Like, I have to keep you in the loop and let you know. Bro.
Yeah. All right. Let me know also like if like tomorrow night or Friday night you can come through.
Oh, that might work.
Yeah,
that
tomorrow night or like Friday night after 8, like you could come through and we could do the Bandersnatch then.
Yeah, that might work.
We should definitely see Into the Spider-Verse again.
So I was thinking about that too. Because like when I was just comparing all the 3 movies like together, like I mean, Bumblebee was cool, but to me, Aquaman and Spider-Verse were better.
Yeah, and Spider-Verse was...
That might be the one.
Yeah,
Spider-Verse. It's been like on my mind.
Spider-Verse is winning 2019.
Yeah, that joint was tough. Like
that joint was strong.
Which is crazy because it was PG.
Like you said, low key, that joint was better than Venom. Like
not low key at all. Like that joint was smacking Venom, son. Like Venom was like Venom was wildly entertaining. Into the Spider-Verse was a good movie.
Yes,
like, that's how you
like for real. Like it was really popping. Like the Post Malone song was like that. Like
I don't even rock with that dude. Son, at all.
Son, my man Moses put me on. He was like, give him a chance. So I went to listen to the Beer and Bentleys or whatever. It's called like Beer something and Bentleys. Cause I got Tidal.
Yeah.
So
you lit there.
Yeah. So I was listening. Son, the first song, like just go to post, just type in Post Malone Paranoid like on YouTube or something.
Okay.
Yo, the first song, that joint, I was like, oh, all right.
Okay.
Like I get it now. I get it. Yeah. Like once you know what he really sounds like once you really start listening to him.
Exactly.
He's like Bone Thugs. The chorus,
really?
The chorus
like,
part.
Busy?
Not the rapping. Like the part. Like the it's the first of the month. Wake up. Like that part. You know, like that's he's like that.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. It was vicious. Like. Yeah, I had to like really give it a chance. Cause when I heard like Rockstar, I was like, what? You know, like even,
I mean, I heard the White Iverson joint. That was cool. Like when I first
Better Now was cool. Like
there was another one too. I can't remember.
Probably Better Now. Like
I think it was somebody else on it, not Kodak Black.
It's 21 Savage.
Maybe it was like a little older one, like maybe like last year, the year before. I can't remember the name of it, but like that joint was kind of cool too. But I mean, I've heard some songs from him that have been like, all right, but like that joint was cool though. In the
like the joint in the Into the Spider-Verse was cool, but you gotta listen to Paranoid. Like Paranoid, son, that joint rocks. Like it really, that's what really made me like, all right, let me fuck with him. And then I listened to the whole album. Like the album is hot. Like I ain't heard nobody like really just singing that gangster shit since Bone Thugs. Like my man is singing that gangster shit. Like them lyrics is not like, it's not like, other than like the radio singles, the shit is not sunshine and rainbows. Like it's yeah. So that's what Moses told me about it, and then like I listened to it, and then like I played the joint for he was performing at the New Year's joint. He did Better Now at the Barclays Stadium, and I was like, oh, this shit rock. Like so Post Malone, Paranoid, like gotta listen to that joint. Son, Into the Spider-Verse is winning 2019, hands down. Like,
hold on, son. I mean, I can't say it's beating Fallout or Infinity War though.
That was 20. Oh wait, the Into the Spider-Verse come out. It came out in December.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if it was 2019, like for sure. But now it came out in December.
Oh, okay.
So it's going up against Mission Impossible, Fallout, and like Infinity War and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, my top 2 is Infinity War and Fallout and Black Panther.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not 2018.
Yeah.
No. My fault. I was counting it as 2019 because that's when we saw it.
Yeah, right. True.
But you're right. It's Christmas.
True.
It's Christmas.
But as far as this year so far, that's probably the best thing I've seen this year.
Yeah, I feel like if it comes out in like Christmas Day, like I feel like that's But yeah, I guess you're right. It counts for both.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not winning 2018. 20, but 2018 was special. Like, it was a special year. Like, even for music, like, Jay dropped the album, M dropped the album, T.I. dropped the album. Like people who, you know, really don't come out at the same time. Like,
they
Pusha T joint. Oh my goodness.
Pusha T,
Daytona was.
Oh, I mean, Meek Mill's joint to that. Days in Future Past, which like you thought kind of did some stuff, but then you got the Logan. You know what I'm saying?
The Logan movie in between.
And then, oh, matter of fact, I forgot he had 2 movies. He had Wolverine and the Wolverine. Like, so the X-Men joint is like all over the place.
And then they stop him in the airport, and then we just jump 2 days in Future Past. You remember Magneto?
Yeah, I remember. So it's just like that one. Their joint is wild.
Yeah.
Like, super wild.
X-Men just does whatever it's want. Like literally, Dark Phoenix, like it could take place whenever.
I think that was supposed to be there in the 90s, right?
Because the other Apocalypse was the 80s, right?
Okay, yeah. So then this was the 90s.
Yeah, and this one will probably be they may make it now. You know, like with X-Men, you never know. Like with X-Men, you never know, because the Phoenix doesn't show up until the X2 joint when she's trying to save Cyclops. Remember, like Jean's trying to save Cyclops, and then she like bends the water and shit, and then like you see like the eyes, the Phoenix eyes pop up, and it's like, oh, and then the third joint was when she turned Jean Grey. That's when she really gave him the
so
Jean
it's like,
Grey.
oh, who knows like how this is all connected? Because Days of Future Past was supposed to reset. I mean, I don't know. I gave him trying to understand. Like,
yeah, I really just go into them joints. That's what Bumblebee was kind of like. I say it was kind of like on par with like X-Men: The Apocalypse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like Apocalypse. It was like Rogue One. It was one of them joints that like exist in its own. Like, you could have never seen an X-Men movie and walked in and saw Apocalypse.
Yeah, true.
You could have never saw a Star Wars movie ever. Walked in and saw Rogue One.
That one I think technically would be not the first in the time, but you know, it's a standalone.
I mean, it's not before them prequels.
Yeah, it's not before that, but
like you could really like it takes place like before the actual.
The original one came, like,
so you could have like literally have never ever seen a Star Wars, walked right in, saw Rogue One, and just like judged it based on like its own individual joint. Same shit for it's the other joint for Bumblebee. Like you didn't have to see none of the other Transformers. Like you could just walk right in, because like you said, none of these other characters make another appearance. Not John Cena, not old girl, not her, like not the boy who was thirsty, like not her brother, not her sucker ass. Like, yo, he was talking so reckless all movie. Soon as mom pressed him out, he was like, oh no, like. She went with a talking car. Like, yeah, but Ron was whipping though. To his credit, he had a little. My man said, I saw this on Miami Vice. Like
that weak station wagon though. That joint was super.
son, he was getting it in with the station wagon. Son, they was getting it in with weak cars. All the fruit ass moped. Like, how slow was Mom's driving for her to be able to like catch up to Mom Dukes with the moped? Like,
I mean, real talk, even Bumblebee was weak compared to the next joints, the Beetle versus the Camaro. Oh no! Oh damn, taking the Camaro. Come on, man.
Yo, you saw her face. Like,
she lit up. Like she was like,
"Are you serious?"
She was like, when Sam pulled up in the dealership, he seen the Camaro. He was like, "Yo, let me cop this joint." He was pressed ASAP to cop that. Like, he didn't wait and come back. Like, she waited and came back for the Beetle because she was trying to fix up the Corvette in the garage or whatever. Sam seen the Camaro off break and was like, "Oh, I needs that. And Bernie Mac sold it right to him.
I'm in there, son. But on the low, her life was her 18th birthday was off the chain. Like, she saved the world. Like, she fixed a Corvette. Like, she really drove out in a Corvette, and that joint was a mean Corvette. Like that was a mean. Like, she was whipping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she really got back. Oh, son, how could we forget though? Oh, like the bullying in this joint was not like that 2018 cyber bullying bullshit, son. The bullying in this joint was real. Like she really told old girl, like, oh, get your dad to fix it. Right. Oh, wait, he's dead.
Yeah, like what? Like
sorry. What? Yo, her posse was crazy too. They really just followed her around and just mean girl Bama's like. They was really just mean girl in Bama's like her posse was crazy. She was like, oh, that was your one chance to be cool. I was like, yo, like this is crazy. But that was very 80s movie vibe to it. Because that's in the 80s movies, like they did not play around with no low-key, like subliminal. Like it was like, nah. If someone didn't like you, they didn't have to have no good reason for it.
They just salty for no reason.
They just straight told you like, oh nah, like we don't fuck with you, so we going in. We going in. That's how we feel. We going in. Sorry. But all in all, what would you say out of 5? Like 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5?
I say 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5.
A legit 3.5 out of 5. Ways to make the movie better. Definitely if you watched the first 3, the original Michael Bay movies, I wouldn't jump straight to like the Mark Wahlberg joints, but I say
his joints like different.
I say if you watch the first 3 Michael Bay movies and then go see it, definitely the fact that we got to see it in a non-crowded theater
without kids,
like
if I would have seen this movie when I was like 13, I probably would have given it like a 5. But just because I'm older now, like I just certain things just appeal to me like differently now. Like I said, I want to see something more mature. It would be like the difference between remember the when Marvel had the Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers before like the Marvel universe really popped off, like in 2011, 2012, they had the Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, the original one. That joint was definitely, it was more mature, it was more focused on like
when Cap got captured.
Yeah, and he like endured torture for like 36 like that type of, it was more mature. Then they of course the Marvel Cinematic Universe launched. Then they took that show, canceled it. They relaunched it as Avengers Assemble, whatever it was called, like a few years later. And it was more like aimed towards children, in my opinion. So I actually haven't really even kept up with that one.
Yeah, I saw the first season. I
think I saw the first season.
I saw 2 when Thanos first came.
I never even made it that far. Because like, I just couldn't. I mean, it was cool. It wasn't bad. Yeah. It just wasn't aimed at me.
If I was like on like a cruise ship by myself, if I was anywhere by myself and like someone was like, this is the only thing you can watch, I wouldn't be like, it's torture. I would be like, oh, cool. Like, thanks.
I would also say if I had seen that one first, I could have really, because I would have had nothing to judge it against.
For sure.
So now, honestly, that might be interesting. So I might say, if you see this joint first, you might, because I mean, like I said, it's probably like a better constructed movie than like the original ones, like the Michael Bay ones. But those ones, like I said, were aimed at a more mature audience. So if you started here, you wouldn't really be losing too much. You could start here and like
you could start here and then move on. I feel like everyone's probably seen the
I'm sure, because those are so popular.
And I feel like the way we have them in our mind, like we're probably like slicing the joint. Like I mean, like if we rewatched it right now, we probably wouldn't hold it in such high regard. You know,
I mean,
that's why I'm like.
I mean, those were. Like for me, I like those movies. I'm looking at purely from like an action standpoint. Like I really enjoyed, like, it was like that's all I cared about with that. Like I just wanted to see action. Like this one, actually, like I said, it was crafted.
That joint was like the robot Mission Impossible. Right? It was the robot Mission Impossible like 2.
Like who's gonna catch the body next?
Yes.
And Optimus Prime probably going to be the one to give it to him because the rest of the niggas is super weak.
That was another thing. Like I should say that. Like part of it is like there's no Optimus Prime.
Real talk.
And you have to judge it based on the fact that there is no Optimus Prime.
If you see Optimus Prime and what he does and what he's about, and man, I'll be like, damn, son. And then they gave him to you like real quick, and you see what he's doing. You're like, damn, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. But like, okay, this isn't his time to shine. Like
that was part of what made like Rogue One so crazy is that like Darth Vader was in there.
You're right.
Like Vader was in
the background.
Yeah, and
when he came through,
he put in work.
Oh man, like, he need more of this. Like,
yeah. Like Vader was in there.
Yeah.
Like we got a little bit of Optimus. I say you got like a whole lot more Vader. Like I say that in Apocalypse, like we really got like the young version of you know, we got like a mix of the X-Men First Class with a mix of the like actual original.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, right? Like
Yeah.
there was like a mix of that.
Right.
And so all that always helps, you know, like when a big character who you're used to seeing,
they come in and like
they come in and they put in that work that work you're expecting, you know, them to put in.
Right.
Like when Bumblebee was riding off and I saw the big truck, I was like, oh, are we just supposed to like take it at face value that like he meets up with Optimus?
Right,
and then they did give us the
at first it was like I thought it was him. That I was like, wait, maybe it's not. But then they had him at the end credits, so I'm like, I'm not even sure if that necessarily was or he came later. I mean, because it was kind of like unclear a little bit.
Yeah, it was unclear. That was kind of like left up to interpretation.
Right. Yeah, when did he actually arrive? Like
no post credit scene. We stayed to the end. We were pretty sure there wasn't gonna be a post.
Movie.
We was pretty sure, like, cause like you said, like little kids movies don't do. Like if you go see like Casper or something, like not gonna be no post credit scene. You know, like
right.
Like maybe Toy Story, like maybe, and it'll be like something funny.
Right.
You know, like not something that's meant to be like you said, it's not a sequel. Like I really feel like this happens and then everything else in the Transformer world happens. Like it does have me like wanting to go see what's it called, the last
night.
It does have me wanting to go.
It's not connected at all.
I know.
I mean, Last Night is like almost like a direct continuation of
the extinction.
Yeah, so I mean, you saw that, so you
picks up when Optimus is flying.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's like exactly there, but they touch on that. Like you figure out, you see what happens to him, and you know all that kind of stuff. So,
I'm still So it has me in the mood to watch Transformers, which is always kind of the objective. Like it has you in the mood. While I got you here though, what were your thoughts on Aquaman? I know you told me, but
like it was very well done. Like there was some corny parts in it, but like I mean, it had like a lot of action, in there, and it was just done very well. They found a way to make him like an interesting character, even though he's like underwater the whole time, and like he's traditionally you would look at him as like being a corny character. I think Jason Momoa was a good job like of casting him. I mean, he played up some of that little surfer aesthetic a little bit, you know, had some little corny jokes in there, like where he was smelling himself and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, overall, like I think it was good. I thought the main villain was pretty interesting.
Oh like it was,
I'll say the acting, he was a very well acted. I liked Willem Dafoe, the mentor role. He did a good job.
Oh, that's what I was.
Yeah,
he was the Green Goblin, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, for sure.
What was his name?
Volko, I think.
Volko. Okay.
I wasn't familiar with.
And what was the old girl's name? Like the gangster little Mara,
the princess or whatever.
Yeah.
Mara.
Yo, I was
that's
like,
the one Wonder Woman killed in the Flashpoint. Remember?
Oh,
that's the one that she had the affair with. Because Aquaman
and that's what started.
That's what started the whole
thing
between,
popping.
Yeah, so that was the reason for that.
Ways to make Aquaman better. Watch the Flashpoint, the 2012
Flashpoint Paradox.
Flashpoint Paradox, the cartoon DC animated universe one. Like, watch that one before you go see.
I thought Aquaman was better than Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
I got to see Justice League again because it's been a while. You know, I don't want to just say because it's fresher, but I remember feeling, I think, a little bit better about coming after.
It felt like Man of Steel.
Yeah,
like, it felt like
Man of Steel is kind of in the higher tier, like in the DC movies. Like, I personally didn't like Batman vs Superman as much. You know, just I can't remember why. At the time, I had like all these reasons, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I'd have to see it again. But just comparing it to, I mean, if you want to compare it to the Marvel movies, it's just like 90. Obviously, DC's not on that level. But I mean, I thought Man of Steel was definitely cool. Aquaman is definitely cool. Wonder Woman is cool. Like those are like
that's what I was saying. Like for DC, I say the DC, gold standard is Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
For DC, the gold. Like if, you have to put them on their own. Yeah. Like Wonder Woman is 5 out of 5 for DC movies,
and Aquaman is like probably right behind that.
Yeah, like 4, Man of Steel is probably like right under Wonder Woman,
somewhere in there too.
And Aquaman is very, very close to Man of Steel. Like as close as you could probably get to Man of Steel would be Aquaman. And I feel like if you're like I feel like Suicide Squad is for a particular audience.
I enjoyed Suicide Squad.
I like it.
I really like. I
that's
remember
Caitlin's favorite DC movie.
When I came back and I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, but now I'll say some of the things. It was a little corny in certain parts. Like the acting may not have been good. Like they had a lot of characters. They didn't really get to focus in on all of them. Like the Killer Croc. He was kind of corny a little bit. They just made him like a generic black dude, basically. Like I was like, oh, okay, he's cool. But like Will Smith, Deadshot, of course, was cool.
Harley Quinn
was good. She had some corny parts as well, but she was very good. Like the portrayal of her was very well.
The Joker was on point.
Joker was tough. Even like the Enchantress, just how like they handle her.
Like, I was gonna say even the soldier.
Rick Flag. Joe
Kinnaman.
He was good in that joint.
He's good.
I enjoyed Suicide Squad. That would be in the top tier for me.
I like Suicide Squad. Like it's Caitlin's favorite movie.
I think I like Suicide Squad better than Justice League. But I gotta see.
I know when I walked out of both movies, like the way I felt about Suicide Squad, like was real crazy. Like when I left Justice League, I was like, oh, the hate was uncalled for.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Like that was
it was like,
usually when I walk out of a DC movie, my usual thought is like the hate was uncalled for.
They're never like as bad as people make them out.
I feel like there'd be some like a lot of groupthink is going on in the internet. Like people log on, they see the Rotten Tomato score, then they go to watch the movie, and that shit is on their brain. It's like, oh, it got a 78.
So it's not that good.
Yeah, so they're looking at like all the flaws, and they're hyper focused on this shit. Like,
all you want is some entertainment. Like at the end of the day, from a superhero movie, I just want kind of like entertainment. And if you give me some like some decent action scenes, like just I don't know, just make it. So I'm not bored watching it for the whole like 2 hours or whatever. So as long as you can do that, I thought Batman versus Superman that it dragged down. It was kind of boring in certain parts because it was so long. And like
I really liked the beginning. Like remember the Bruce Wayne origin story? Like
when the
showing his parents, then showing why he didn't fuck with Superman on no levels.
That was cool and interesting, but it was too.
It got too crazy when they started doing the Congress part and because Batman would not like I respected the fact that it was an older, emotional Batman, but like my Batman, like the way I view Batman, he would just never fall for that. Like Lex Luthor, like he would be the one like seeing that Lex Luthor is manipulating. He would never fall for that.
That's true.
Not Bruce Wayne, not Bruce Wayne.
And for me personally, that Lex Luthor, I wasn't a fan of that Lex Luthor. Like me personally, like I was like, I don't know, just because I think cartoon Lex Luthor done so well. If I want to compare, I didn't honestly. If I think about, I'm not really like none of the movie Lex Luthors are really like impressed me like that. Kevin Spacey, I guess that Gene Hackman was the. I've seen it, but like cartoon Lex Luthor, like he's just so like ill. Like
cartoon when Lex Luthor hits it out of the park.
Yeah, so it's like when I look at Lex, I'm like, okay, we got Jesse Eisenberg, and I can't see him as anything other than that, running around acting crazy for like 2 hours. I'm like, son, how did you manipulate Batman and Superman? Like, so to me, like, it's certain things
like him tricking Superman was understandable.
Yeah, because Superman always gets tricked. He's just a dummy,
like that's and also like Lex Luthor is so super smart that like you can
forgive that.
Like, but Batman is the person who has contingency plans. Like he has contingency plans for every single other person in the Justice League. Like Batman does not get tricked by Lex Luthor because some fruit person who he gave a wheelchair to wrote a letter. Like no, like that's not. You take so much more to play Batman than that. Like. That was the one part that like I really didn't. But I had ways to make Batman vs Superman better. Watch that Dark Knight joint. You know the Return of the Dark Knight where he's with the old girl.
Oh yeah,
the cartoon version.
Dark Knight Return. Yeah, that joint.
Yeah, if you watch that one first, and then because he's older.
Take some elements from there.
He's older than that. He's beefing with Superman. Like.
But even that, that's if you want to see Batman vs Superman, like that's the better version.
Yeah,
like, so it's like okay, like it's cool. I mean, I definitely prefer Justice League, to Batman versus Superman. Man of Steel, like to me, Batman versus Superman is like lower down. Like I'll put like pretty much all those other DC movies like on top of it.
But none of them joints are terrible.
Yeah,
like
I mean, you can't say
literally none of them.
Like,
the only joint that you might outright hate, and it's like if you really come to it with a super negative attitude, is the Superman Returns with old boy who plays
Brandon Routh,
the Ray.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
If you don't come to that joint, like if you come to that joint looking to be impressed, you will not be impressed. Like
all he do is save people the entire movie, and then the Rock.
I don't think he throws one punch.
Nah, he don't. He really don't.
I don't think he throws.
Because that was my criticism from it. I'm like, dude, it's Superman. He not gonna punch nothing, which is like kind of like. I mean, that's what he's there to do. Like,
there was one ill scene.
He got beat up by freaking Harold and Kumar, like Indian Bama, or maybe it wasn't him, but he got like it was like a jailhouse fight when they put the.
Then out of nowhere, he was able to lift on an island, even though it was made of kryptonite.
Son, don't get me started.
Oh
exactly. So it was just like, that's what we doing.
That joint was a blower.
Yeah,
that joint.
I mean, it was cool when he caught the plane. I was alright, I guess. Like
there was one ill scene though. It was when he was hovering above Earth and he was listening. Remember, he was like hovering above, like it might not even. I thought it was above Earth. Like he was hovering above Earth and he was just listening, like focused in, listening. And then like he was listening to all the
that dude sound like probably the last time I seen that movie was in theaters.
And then he flies down and like it starts putting in work.
I think I remember.
And I was like, I remember thinking like, okay, like that scene was
like he used like the freeze breath to like once again just rescuing people the whole movie.
Yeah, like you said,
which I mean is part of his character too. But I mean,
they just like you said, it's a Superman movie. Like that, like whenever you are expecting like the only way you can get away with that is when you Bumblebee and you just don't have the character.
Yeah, he's not in the.
There's no Optimus Prime, and when he was in there, Optimus Prime was putting in work. Like he has to be Optimus. You saw like he was putting in work. Like the scenes that he's in, he's Optimus. The only time you don't get Optimus Prime is because he's not in the movie. Like every time we see him, he is Optimus Prime. Like as he's supposed to be.
Right. When you get a character like that, you want to see them do everything like you said they're supposed to. Like so, for example, it would be like watching a Batman movie, and the whole movie. All he does is investigate. All he does is be a detective. That's it, which is cool, but it's got to lead to something eventually.
Just come on, man. Like Sherlock Holmes is Sherlock Holmes.
That's his whole thing. Yeah. Now, Batman, you got all these other pieces that he has with. Like it would, I mean, you want to see him throwing money in the club. You know how Batman do, pulling two bitches off. You know what I'm saying? Like buying a restaurant. That's one part. Another part, he's gonna be the detective. Another part, he's gonna be tripping because he's going through that bad flashback. Of like you know, it's just certain things you need to like bring it together. And you got to see him like wrecking Batman at one point. Like Superman.
Yes,
like he does, like you said, he saves people. Of course, that's what he does. But at some point, there needs to be like an obstacle or some type of conflict for him that he needs. Because, you know, otherwise, why didn't you just get somebody else to do it? Because that's the whole point of Superman.
Right.
Like, he's the one you got to bring him in, and sometimes when the threat is too great, and he's got to handle some
that's
business.
What he's for. Like, that's literally what he's for. Like, when if like Green Arrow was facing it alone, like Oliver Queen probably takes the L. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you need like Superman is like really. Superman is supposed to the only person who is supposed to be capable of handling Superman type level problems by themselves is like the Flash. You know, in the DC universe. Like only the Flash and Superman can handle certain things. And Supergirl, I guess now, because like on the show, she's like that. You know, like in the show, she is like that. Like she is not weak. Like in the show, she is for real. Like she's not having it. Like, but like I don't know. And like the comics and in the cartoon, like Supergirl wasn't even like really like that. Like usually you need a Superman. Like low key, she was chilling with Young Justice. Like right. You know, like
that she's in a different tier, kind of like.
When is that joint coming? I know that
It's like this.
It's like
I think it's like this month. It's not. It's the third season actually.
We only got 2 seasons, right?
Right. So I think it's the third season.
It was like 2011, 2012. We got 2 seasons, and this will be like a. I haven't seen that Titans joint at all.
I think Jamie's seen a little bit, but it's looked good from what I've seen.
Sam told me it was good. The what's it called? the preview for it was not good. You know, like when they had like Robin basically tripping.
Yeah.
But like the
but I mean, it looked up my alley as far as like the tone and everything like that. Like it was like more mature, definitely.
Definitely.
They didn't make it like dumb it down, make it for kids, like or nothing like that. So I was like, I could rock with it. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, that's another joint. But the next time you'll see us for sure is in like a week is the Dragon Ball Super.
Oh yeah,
Legend of Broly. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be everything. Like that's gonna be the jam. Like yeah.
I almost can't believe they're playing it down here because
son at the Magic
like,
too. Like
right, I would have said like maybe like at the Hoffman or like,
the Regal
or what's the joint? Gallery Place in DC.
You saw when I saw Resurrection of F, it was at the Regal.
Right. Yeah, somewhere like that.
And then when they replayed the legend, the original joint, that was at the Regal. But this joint is at the Magic. I'm like, yes.
Right, I can't believe that.
Yes. But we might have to actually like buy on Fandango and you know because the showtimes is gonna be frug. Like
so.
I think this might be, but you're right. It's the Magic. This is the theater where we rolled in on the second week of the Avengers, and there was 8 people in there. Like, yeah, nah. I don't know. Are you gonna watch the? I think we should watch the original. I rewatched the original one time, but I think we should rewatch the original again.
Which one?
The original like Gohan, Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta and all them fighting.
Oh, that one? I don't think it's gonna be the same.
Nah, it's gonna be way different. But
I don't know if it's required. I would say to like rewatch. I mean, I've seen it like fairly recently. Like
I saw it around when it was playing in theaters. Like then I just like rewatched.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold up! I did make it. I saw it in theaters. Yeah, that's right. Jamie didn't come,
right?
Remember?
And I wasn't here, so
you weren't there. I saw the joint in theaters. The only part I missed was like, you know, when they were like supposed to be getting ready to fight Cell, and then Goku like senses somebody, and then like the one guy is like pretending to be like all friends with Vegeta. That's the all part I missed. But when I come in the theater, like really when shit gets real,
right.
You know, I come in when it gets gully. Like I'm like, oh, all right. Let's see what's good.
Right.
So, but like you said, not mandatory. This is all just recommendations to how, if you're not going into the movie with a negative attitude, if you don't look at the Rotten Tomatoes joint first, definitely don't read them critics. Like, what was it you said one time? You was like, man, I haven't seen Citizens Kane. I haven't seen none of that shit. You was like, and I can tell you right now, having not seen none of that shit, I'm very confident in putting The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises and The Winter Soldier in my top 3.
Son, I'll give you a perfect example. You know, Gone with the Wind is supposed to be hailed as like one of the greatest movies of all time. I finally messed around and saw that joint like on TV, like I don't know, 5 years ago. I was like, that's it? That's what y'all be tripping about? Like, so it was a chick running around being a gold digger for the whole movie, like talking crazy. Like, this is what y'all pressed about? I'm like, okay. That's cool.
Like, I was really watching The Simpsons, like, I think it was last week. The joint when Lisa was, like, pressed over Homer because, like, he was reminding her of Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. And the whole joint was, like, a play on To Kill a Mockingbird. And I remember, like, we saw that movie. And I was just watching the joint, and I was like, yeah, the Winter Soldier's still better. Like, the Winter Soldier's still better.
And so many movies I'm personally putting over the Winter Soldier. Like, it's not too many at all. Like, not too many. Not even within the Marvel universe. Like, I mean, I could say Infinity War, probably.
Infinity War, The Dark Knight, maybe. Yeah, like, The Dark Knight Rises, possibly. All this shit is if ands. Maybe the first Guardians of the Galaxy, like that's maybe.
You know, I can say nah, not for me, but they're close.
Yeah,
like,
none of this shit is a lot. Like if somebody told me the Winter Soldier was #1 on their all-time, I'd be like, yeah. The only shit fucking with the Winter Soldier is shit that like is completely out of its category, like the Prestige. You know what I'm saying? Like
I was going to say like Inception,
like Slumdog Millionaire. You know, like shit that don't have nothing to do with. It's not even in the same category as a superhero. Genre, yeah, like Inception, The Prestige, like Slumdog Millionaire. Like them is the only joints like the only joints like really fucking with the Winter Soldier other than the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. Like cause the Dark Knight Rises was just, man, I don't even know how many times I honestly, cause remember one time the Jag broke down and we still went to see it. Yeah. Like the Jag, like I got a flat and we really just parked the Jag like wherever I got a flat, went to go see the Dark Knight and then came back and dealt with the Jag. Like,
son, I saw it another time. Remember I told you they were doing the Christian Nolan movies again at the Smithy and you said you couldn't make it. Oh, son, I went back and I saw it again. So I've personally seen like the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises like in IMAX like 6 times a piece. Not combined. So I've got, and what makes it even sicker because I own the Blu-ray collection at home. And I still went. I paid my money to go see, you know, the Joker getting crazy, you know, and IMAX on the Smithsonian screen once again. Like that joint is just like, bro.
I don't know if streaming was out, but like Fire Stick was out, On Demand was out, like what bootlegging movies online was out, all that shit was out, and I still bought the DVDs. Like I was like, no,
there's no, some stuff you just gotta own it.
Some like you said, yes, man. Like some stuff you just gotta own it. Like you just gotta actually have that joint.
And Gone with the Wind is not one of them. Get that joint out of here.
Kill a Mockingbird is good, but it's not in my top 5. Sorry. Like all them joints, like I haven't even seen the joint where he's like, I haven't seen the whole joint where he's like, "Here's looking at you, kid."
Oh, but like Casablanca.
Yeah.
Casablanca was actually cool. Yeah, I didn't actually see the whole. Like it was like DVR. I saw like half of it, and I DVR'd the rest, and I was supposed to go back and watch it. Never did. Can't ever tell you what happened, why I didn't do it. But Casablanca's Gone with the Wind. Like off the like 40 minutes I saw,
and I still say that remake of Dracula joint we saw was better than that. Like you know the joint with Dracula. I still got the I still got the remake of Dracula beating Casablanca. So.
I don't know if I can go that far because I gotta see the rest of Casablanca.
I'm lunching.
I gotta see I at least gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta at least watch it.
So I'll tell you straight up though. I'll tell niggas straight up, son. John Carter is better than Citizen Kane. Like no lie, son. The Gray is crushing all that shit. Son, the Gray is crushing all that shit, son. The Gray is top 5 dead or alive, son.
So I don't know if I can put Gray top 5 just based off the emotional trauma that you experienced watching. That joint is just too heavy.
So like, I'm telling you,
I've never seen it again.
I've never seen it again in my life. I'm literally waiting for like an ill moment. Like I'm talking about an ill moment. Like some shit. I'm talking about nothing has risen to the occasion. None of the mass shootings, like nothing. Like it would have to. Like I don't even think like I could like experience like 9/11 and then like go watch The Gray. Like it would have to be something crazy. Like the next time I watch that joint is gonna be like a serious death in the family, like Grams, you know, like something crazy. And then I'm gonna be like on that day, I'm gonna be like, all right. I know exactly what to do. I'm gonna go pop in The Gray.
That shit is just,
you know, like the day something savage happens, like I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, like time to pop The Gray. So I got hit by a car and then I watched The Gray, son. So we saw and then watched The crazy The Gray is, son. That's how you can see shit happen in real life, like what happens in The Gray, and still you not want
to it as much. Like,
son, I'm talking about like, son, The Gray is ill, like stomach turning ill, like Yeah, I think it's probably the sixth man. The Gray is like James Harden.
Yeah, you just
like when he was with
OKC.
Yeah,
he coming off the bench like
and
you don't want no smoke with him when he do.
Nah, the Gray is six man hard. Like I'd say like number one all time, no lie, no bullshit, is Inception.
I'll probably say for me as well. Yeah.
That's
I keep coming back to that.
That's the joint. And then I feel like number two is debatable between the Prestige and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
because they in a different category.
Honestly, I can't even rank them after Inception. I just go like Inception and let the chip like on a different day.
It is like Skyfall was fucking crazy. Skyfall was insane. But you have to have seen. The only reason why I can't put Skyfall there is because you have to have seen at least Bond 1.
Yeah.
Minimum, you had to have seen Casino Royale.
Son, honestly, for me, I might even put Casino Royale over. I mean,
Casino Royale was so
because it was like he just came out so hard on that.
He came out so rough, son.
He was like this. He ain't care. He had, you know,
I mean, he was wilding. That's why you absolutely have to see him as the champ in Casino Royale.
Right.
Like you absolutely must. Like even if you skip Quantum Fall,
and which you could because that's the weakest one.
You seriously could,
and it really don't impact. I mean,
it's good though.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's just,
but it's like one of them DC movies.
Yeah, you had to see that first.
It's like Batman versus Superman. It's like
if you would have seen that joint first, you'd be like, oh, cool.
But if you saw Casino Royale first, you'd be like, what?
Like that's kind of on that level.
I say that's the problem with the DC universe. Yeah. Man of Steel was so vicious, and then like nothing else compared to it until Wonder Woman. You know, like that was part of it. Like nothing else compared to Man of Steel but Wonder Woman, except for like you said, Suicide Squad. But so many people be hating on Suicide Squad. But I think that's that group. I think that's that group thing. You know, run them up. I think that's what that is. But yeah, I don't know, son. Like I'd say for sure Inception. Yeah. It's not even a question.
Yeah, like that's why.
And then the other joints, you're not even ranking them by like 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not doing it like that.
Yeah, you just like filling it out.
Yeah, it's just like the list after Inception is like, it's like, you know, like when we was in school, it was like, oh, Yvonne.
And like then, point blank and everything else after that.
Yeah, it was like, and then like some people would say like Shayna, some people would say Julie, like, like it depends. Everything else is,
it depends on your taste.
Yeah, everything else is that. But one thing for sure, like, yeah, it's like, it was like this Inception. And then in no particular order, The Prestige, you know, Winter Soldier, The Dark Knight Rises, or The Dark Knight, depending on who you are. You know, like Six Man, The Gray. You know what I'm saying? Like you might even have like Guardians in there, depending on how you feel. Yeah, that joint was dope. But Bumblebee is definitely cool. Like Dave said, it's a family-friendly movie.
Right.
But Into the Spider-Verse is also family-friendly, and it's just
different. I can't. Yeah, you just gotta see it.
That
was like
Into the illest PG movie since The Lion King,
and that's why I actually made it a habit. Like I said, I can't watch PG movies anymore because I don't get the enjoyment out of it because it's too like dumbed down for me. Like it's too focused on like, you know, that children audience, and I can't tell you the last time I saw a PG movie that I actually enjoyed. Like just unless it was like, you know, when it's in this type of genre, if it's just like a drama, you can have like a PG drama. Okay, that's cool because there's not like a lot of death, maybe necessarily, or, you know, violence or whatever that you may have that puts a movie from PG to PG-13. Now, when you're talking like in the superhero genre, in the action adventure genre, you know, PG, that makes a big difference. Like,
yeah,
big there. But for Into the Spider-Verse, like nah, like it was just a good movie. Like
there's no reason why that movie where the girl has like cancer or the one where the girl can't like go outside, why that can't be a good PG movie.
Right.
Like there's no reason why there has to be like fucking and cussing and all that in that movie. Like that can just be a PG movie.
Exactly. Like, but this
Like, but this joint is
you need like different elements in there.
Like there's a reason why Gravity can't be PG.
Yeah, because it's like,
I mean, you know what? It's too real.
Yeah, like you'll get like upset at certain. There's death, of course. Like all these different things like happen to like
George Clooney with the fake out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was like really like affect a little
very
kid.
Like intense. Like it'll get your adrenaline going. Cause like that's one of the most intense movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, Gravity was.
Gravity was up there. Like
that was up there.
Like
that was one of them.
But it was like non-stop.
Stop.
From the time everything goes bad, like to the time she makes it. Like that's it.
That joint was the gray in space. The only difference, but it's not the gray because of the ending. Like nothing can be the gray, son.
I have yet to see.
I have never seen anything the gray before. None of them old movies are the gray. Like, and nothing has been the gray since. Like.
Yeah,
that joint stands alone. Like it stands alone. Like it was that lone soldier. like remember when Ned Stark was like told Brandon, he was like our ways are the old ways. Like that's the gray. Like they in their own category, son. Like it wouldn't be horror. It wouldn't be like that joint really. On the low, if it didn't win no awards, it's like for like visual thriller or some kind of like thriller. Like I mean, but it's not like thriller. Like
I don't even know.
I don't know what to call it. It's like whatever.
I guess thriller would be the closest.
That's the closest, but it's
not mystery. It's not suspense.
No,
I mean it's a drama.
Whatever the mix is between drama and thriller. Yeah. But there's no actual category for what the great.
I mean, real talk, it is a light horror element. But look, I can't even really explain this movie to you, like unless you like. I refuse to. Like, anyone who hasn't seen it, I don't like talk really about it. Like as far as like details and everything, I just like you're not ready.
I just tell niggas you're not ready for the gray. Like,
it's the gray. Like
remember when Caitlyn and Jamie was like, "Oh, we gonna go watch it this weekend,"
especially not y'all.
It was like, nah, like
they're not gonna do that. I'm not.
Don't do that.
I don't even want to see it again. Real talk. I mean, I do, but like,
I am reserving that joint for like the illest moments. Like, I'm talking about if 2020, November 6th, November 4th, whatever the Tuesday is, the first Tuesday of November runs around. If that joint says re-elected, if that joint says re-elected, I might really pop in the gray. Like that's how serious it would have to be. Like that's how serious we talking out here. Like if that joint would have to say like re-elected 2020 for me to be like damn, like Lex Luthor won again. Like all right, man, let me pop in the gray. Like let me pop in the gray. Like that might even be because nothing shocking. There's nothing that can happen to you that's such a shock that it would make you go like, all right, let's go watch the gray. Like it would have to be something that's like truly sad, horrible, terrible. Like, make you're already depressed.
And real talk, it ain't gonna help you to watch it.
No.
Like that might be the worst thing you could do. If you already in that state of mind and you fire up the gray, you like be like, damn, why'd I do that? Like that didn't help. Cause it's not gonna help. I promise you it's not gonna help. There's no way it's gonna help. It's only gonna make matters.
I feel like we stood in the parking lot for like 3 hours that night.
We didn't even, I was just like, damn, like with my hand on my head, just like, damn, son, like.
So I feel like half of our conversation was us walking around being like, isn't that the day the security guard rolled up on us?
I mean, it's possible. I remember. I
know the security guard rolled up on us one time and was like,
damn, y'all good.
Y'all good. Like,
you know,
like it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Like, you know, it ain't safe to stand out here. Y'all got y'all cars on. Cause we had like the cars warming up. Like,
it was just like crazy.
We was just like, like we just need a minute. Like, it had to be the gray or like something crazy. Like I really feel like it was probably the gray because we stood in that parking lot for a minute, like 3 hours, son. Like we just stood there and we was just like, yo, that was crazy. And once again, there was no one else didn't stay to the.
You would think think with that movie, you need to stay to the end. But apparently, that's, you know, I mean, that, real talk, that's kind of one of the reasons, like, all right, you just start staying to the end now.
Yeah.
I mean,
the post-credit scene in the grave.
Real talk, you needed that. That was the if you didn't have, man, it would have been a whole different state of affairs if you didn't get that little